A friend of mine once wrote me this really lovely email, and he said, the reality that you experience in your head is secondary and biased. And
that's a wicked thing.
Yeah.
Welcome to Positive Change.
A new series where we'll be passing on positive energy and advice from one star to the next.
Each week, there'll be a new host.
At the end, I'll be handing over presenting duties for the next episode.
I'm on the way to meet writer, producer and poet Charlie Cox to find out all about what inspires her and the advice that drives her forward. So, Charlie.
Hi.
Where are we and why are we here?
It's just really calm and peaceful. And it's also my local pub. I actually just around the corner have the loveliest little table where me and like 7 guys sit.
Oh,
It's like a really lovely intergenerational sort of like vibe and relationship. Well, they'd hate to admit they learn a lot from me, but I definitely learn a lot from them. And then I come and cozy in this corner and write.
What's a piece of positive advice that you've inherited?
I struggle when I'm in a negative train of thought.
Yeah.
I find it so hard to remember that what's going on in my head is just thoughts, and I forget that I have the power to change those thoughts. A friend of mine once wrote me this really lovely email, and he said, the reality that you experience in your head is secondary and biased. And
That's a wicked sentence.
yeah. You know what it's like, once you're in that funk and you're in that place, it's so hard to remember that the place that's created all of that bad stuff is also the same place that can create all the good stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely a power and a bond behind it and a positive energy, man.
Thanks, I wish I could claim it as mine.
What's a lesson that you've learned?
I had a tricky growing up, I'd say. Doesn't sound like it because of my clear-cut accent. Sounds like it's been quite a nice time.
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with bipolar, PTSD, anxiety, depression, all by the time I was 17, and so I had to leave school at 16. You know that feeling of like you've really failed your parents. I just didn't see any coming back from that. I was like, cool, this is me now.
As you might not, yeah, it's a lot,
I'm so grateful now that I failed at school because it meant I got to succeed in areas that, I got to go to the University of Life instead.
That's it.
I got to succeed in other areas and do things a bit differently. It's that building on vulnerability, like not being frightened to be vulnerable and like learning. Some of the most important things I've ever learned have been in sort of really scary, vulnerable
1000%. Yeah.
states.
What's a piece of advice that you want to pass on?
If you act with kindness and you are positive to other people, it completely changes your own mindset. As soon as you start listening to how you would treat other people with kindness, it's so much easier to realise that the rhetoric in your own head often isn't that way.
Yeah.
And once you can hear it and you verbalise it and you see what a positive reaction that has on other people, it has so much power to sort of force like a positive feeling and like reaction within you.
Yeah, I agree. So, I have the task of passing on the interview to you.
Exciting.
Let's see who you're going to interview then. Drum roll.
Yeah. James McVeigh.
Oh, make sure you be easy on him.
Can't promise anything.
Yeah.